Hello, Konrad here again, AAA 3D artist and solo dev on Fear of Sleep. This week we're here to talk to you about the action button. This week we're talking about something I believe to be lost to video game history. A proper action button / interact that doesn't treat the person playing the game like an infant. I want you to ask yourself, when I was 8 years old playing adventure games like Ocarina of Time, did I need yellow paint puked everywhere? Did I need constant quest markers on screen or a checklist telling me, "Good job, sport," every time I accomplished a task? No. We had games that trusted us to be curious and to inhabit worlds lovingly crafted by people who wanted to provide an experience, not to get you hooked spending incremental credit card payments while you stare at the screen drooling. In Fear of Sleep, if you see something in the world that interests you, chances are the player character has something to say about it, or there's something about that point of interest that will be useful to you from a narrative perspective. I promise to never force you into an interaction, nor to put little white triangles or splashes of paint on every interactable. If you're curious about the world, you'll get a more enriching experience and be more connected to the world you're playing with a tighter bandwidth than you would with all of those things nagging at you and putting a buffer between you and what connects you to the game. One thing I think that many old school interaction systems like this do leave out, however, is a lack of feedback to the player when prompting a query into the world. This led us to spamming the interact button, hugging walls in Resident Evil, waiting to see which painting or which collection of clutter on a table would give your character pause. In Fear of Sleep, I have implemented something simple which adds up in the final sum of direct feedback that the player gets from the android they control. Aside from a crucial narrative element, the reason I chose the robot as a player character was very deliberate. I felt that it gave me the opportunity to connect the player to the on-screen character in a way that is simple yet effective. Now, whether your curiosity prompts a meaningful response or not, the player character has a beacon that blinks on his antenna, creating a little flash of red light and an inquisitive beeping sound which has audio clamped to a random value that modulates its pitch. This gives the player a sense that the character is actively seeking information about his surroundings. It makes it something that the robot is doing on screen instead of something that you're doing passively behind the scenes. While testing some of these systems, which add an analog feel to playing the character beyond just interact query, I found myself jumping up and down, spamming all the context-sensitive input actions, watching my character light up and sound off, like R2-D2 trying to distract a destroyer droid. Aside from being useful and effective, it's good, clean fun. Working with the interact, now fully implemented, I have a system in place that allows me to add dialogue as a component to any character or actor in the game, within the viewport without having to create any additional code per instance. This, accompanied by a more in-depth system, which I call Special Interact, is going to drive a large portion of the implied and explicit in-game narrative. The Special Interact system is another scalable system that rewards players for their curiosity by projecting a screen image. This evokes such a strong nostalgia factor for me, where in old school games, what was on screen might be a little bit too pixelated for you to make out, but if you have the sense that there's something important just over there, you get close enough to it, hit that interaction button, and see a 2D image broadcast to your screen. It adds this campy and immersive vibe that's just completely out of place in modern video games. This system allows for things such as codexes, notes left by NPCs, detailed zoom-ins of points of interest, and also on-screen close-ups of milestone items that you collect. Coupled with audio, this is also a great system for some cheeky little jump scares. These are the little things that add up when developing a game such as this. When it comes to retro horror, the aesthetic, the vibe, and the immersion are all highly valued. There are many creative ways in which we can seat ourselves in the world, as an active participant rather than someone who's simply being dragged along, which is way too common in video games today. thank you for watching, and a few notes would be that I now have different socials set up for you to keep track of the project, however you prefer to engage with the content. A special shout out to Diego for standing up all of that stuff and handling the posting. I'm kind of illiterate when it comes to all that, but I know it can really help get the message of the game out there. What I'll say now bears repeating. I'm still new to this. I'm by no means a YouTuber or a video editor. The point of this channel is not to build YouTube content, but to get momentum going through word of mouth and spread some awareness for a video game I think you will really enjoy. Any feedback you have about the type of content you like to see in these videos, please let me know in the comments or join the Discord and start a discussion. There's a good amount of people in there already. Many of us are professionals in the industry and we all love talking about video games. Trust me, we don't bite. Consider coming to hang out, jam on ideas, share feedback for the game, just get to know some really awesome people. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon. Also, if you hop into the Discord and say hi, I will throw your name in the acknowledgements at the end because I'm not standing up a Kickstarter or any other crowdfunding operation for the game. If you are somebody who expresses interest and talks about it, engages with it in any way before it comes out, I'm going to consider you a financial backer the way I would if I set up some sort of Patreon or something like that. I'm not trying to make a quick buck. I'm just trying to make something that's really badass, and I think you guys are going to like it. So as long as people are engaging, soaking up what this game has to offer before release, maybe enough people will actually get a hold of it when it's finished to where I can be proud of what I've accomplished here. Thanks again, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.